Hey, buddy. I'm still mad at you.
Why?
I'm,
Oh,
you
the
know, what,
prank.
maybe
And you
mad is
still,
the wrong
dude,
choice. I'm impressed, but also upset with you.
do you know how many people asked me how to do that?
Of course, it was a good prank. You got me good.
It's an awesome prank.
Yeah, it was very good.
What I
But the
didn't,
prank worked better for you just for one reason only. I was sent a fake phishing email from IT to make sure I passed this test. And moments before it started, I noticed this thing was happening. So well
I didn't
done.
know that until Nick's comment on Facebook that you got.
It was a fake, how IT sends you these emails like, click on this link, let me know if your virus scan is working.
Well, I
And
had a moment of like, oh God, when I came over to your computer and you had your Gmail up and everyone's profile, like little picture was Nick Cage. And I'm like, what have I done? Because I thought this was just supposed to be in Google. And I thought it was only supposed to be Google Images,
could you
but it's
imagine if you really sent this worm that destroyed all of Woodward Communications?
I would not be happy about that.
Yeah,
Probably would
you
get
wouldn't be
fired.
employed probably.
Yeah, probably. But one of the funniest part about that is because earlier in the day I sent out the this or that videos, and
Yeah.
Cassandra was that day, and you had it up. It changed Cassandra to Nicolas Cage.
That was wild. I mean, well done. That was a great prank.
Thank
But
you,
I'm gonna
thank you.
get you back. Just know that I'm gonna get you back.
Someone texted me today though, and they're like, "So are you nervous looking over your back every day now, waiting for payback?" And I'm like, "No, Eddie's a bitch." Also,
Whoa.
also kind of maybe yes, a little bit nervous, a little
I'm
bit
glad you
nervous.
clarified that because
Yeah,
payback is a bitch.
when you sent that video link of the pie eating contest that I totally forgot about, and that
Oh,
kind
we
of
like to
like
have fun here. We like to have fun.
was that fun though. I couldn't breathe for 10 minutes, and
Did you
and
eat
I
pie yet?
I don't think I've had a piece of pie since. But it was like
Man,
up there because you put your fingers in to try to get it out. You just push it up to your brain more,
brutal.
and then you smell
Brutal.
it forever. Like I smelled it for days afterward. It was all dairy.
I love it. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't love it.
So
Um,
I got this new radio.
yeah, so I've been thinking about this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's been a few hours now, and the more I think about it, the more uncomfortable it makes me because spirits can latch onto possessions, and if this guy had this in prison, sure, it could be to pass the time, but also I'm sure he probably really loved it.
I don't know. Life's a mystery. This guy was in prison for drugs. I don't know how the guy who owned this radio last before me got it.
That you just didn't ask that question.
I didn't think I wanted to. Like I wasn't sure when I realized what I was purchasing for $30, $100 radio for $30. At that point when he told me it was from prison and it was in a cellmates, not cellmate, but an inmates radio.
You're playing with
You don't
fire,
ask
man.
questions, because what if I'm buying something illegal? I'm like, can I buy this? I don't know.
It's just haunted, and it's not good. It's not like did you know that did you know all this information when you were physically purchasing it?
Yes, I had given him the
You
money. He gives me the radio and he goes, do you want to know why the radio is clear? Why is it a clear radio so you can see the insides? And I thought for me, I go to see the insides? I don't know. He's like, well, that's how they do radios for prisons because that way nothing can hide in there. They can see
Yeah.
what's inside the radio.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but did you know that the previous owner had died right next to it?
Yeah, as he tells me that, he follows it up by going, this inmate, that engraved number there, that engraved number on your radio, that is his prison ID. And that name is his last name. And then he goes, and he died in prison.
Next to it. It was probably on.
I don't know if it was next to it, but it
The
was
cell's this by this, man. This is as big as the prison cell. He was next to it.
It was a self-inflicted death.
So he didn't get murdered.
And I still bought the radio because it's a cool looking radio.
I don't feel comfortable of that being in the office, man. Like, I'm being dead serious.
Did you hear the quality of those speakers though?
You turned it
That
on?
little speaker is fantastic.
You're going to hear voices coming from that speaker.
It
You're
is
going to
a
be
great
saying,
radio with great sound. I'm running with it, man.
it's like, it's not even like a brand name stereo.
That is the same brand radio that we have in the lobby. And apparently it's got great, I've looked up the reviews before I bought it. That brand right now, it's the it brand for radios, quality radios. So there you go. I got a deal. $30.
You don't even think twice about it.
No, it doesn't bother me one bit.
I don't know.
It is what it is.
It's kind of
Hey,
scary.
Daniel, how's it going?
Daniel, what up?
Hey, sorry guys, I had to download the Riverside app, which I should have anyway, but for some reason I didn't.
You're all good. Now that you're here, we were just in the middle of talking about something, and I want to get your opinion
Why are you
on
put me on the
this.
spot like this?
I'm going to put you on the spot. So I just found this
Great.
out
All right.
today, hours ago on the radio show. Eddie bought a prison radio. Like, some dude owned this desktop radio in a prison. The guy who owned it died right next to it from a self-inflicted thing, and Eddie's trying to just live like it might not possibly be haunted.
Right, so you are asking me if it's haunted.
Well, just how do you feel about something like that?
How do I feel about something like that? Okay, so boy, this is tough. Okay, so my girlfriend happens to be an amateur ghost hunter.
Okay. Oh.
So she is the person that I would normally ask about something like this because she is currently asleep. My personal feelings, it seems far-fetched that it would be haunted, and I have not had any particularly haunting experiences, and I have been in the pool at the rave.
Ah.
So I think you're fine. I think it's okay to
You
own
see?
that radio.
Makes me
It's
nervous.
$100 radio I got for $30. It's
Do
a
you
good
have
deal.
it? Can I see it?
It's in my office at the station. So
Oh,
essentially,
okay.
it's a clear desktop radio, and the guy I bought it from is like, they're clear because in prisons they can't hide stuff, so they made radios that they can see through, and it's still got the sticker that says if tampered with, the Wisconsin Department of Corrections will whatever fine you and do worse, put you in prison longer or whatever. But so yeah,
Interesting.
it still has
So
all
it's
the
clear.
seals.
It's clear. So it's made out of plastic or something?
Yeah, it's like a plastic case, correct?
Do you think it might have been Magneto's radio in prison?
I mean,
Bro.
I love how you bring in Marvel right away because you
Yeah.
got a history with Marvel, dude. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just, I'm just here to ask questions, right?
Speaking of Marvel, congratulations. How cool is it that Tony Stark, Iron Man himself, taught Captain America all about Joywave to get him into the future?
And I thought that Captain America would have just kind of, figured that out for himself along the way. But sometimes people have been frozen in an ice cap for a while. They have to be acclimated to current society. And there's no better person, I would say, than Tony Stark to introduce
Yeah.
Steve Rogers to our band. So that's pretty cool.
Like, you're
So
in
being
that
cemented in the
universe now.
MCU is all good, huh?
Oh yeah, we are MCU official. We're Star Wars official. We did songs for the last Jedi Survivor game that came out, and we're in the game as
Get out of here.
yeah,
That's awesome.
our artist name in the game is Yubnib Zach, and it's me singing with like a voice transformer going
No way.
and it's all like pitched up and stuff. So if you look on Wikipedia, there is an official entrance for Yubnib Zach and the main characters.
So is that the real reason why you guys decided to sign with Disney?
So no, it's funny because Disney is famous for, and Hollywood Records is our label, which is like under the Disney umbrella, and they of course are famous for having the Queen catalog, but they're also famous for like all these kid star bands and stuff. And we being boys in Rochester, New York, did not have a lot of opportunity. It was hard for our music to get out there, but when it finally did and people started calling us, I heard that they wanted to meet us, and they flew me out to LA to meet them. And all these labels that we were talking to were like, oh, well, we think you'd be great with this producer. We think you'd be great with this producer. And, they asked me who I wanted to produce the first record. And I was like, well, you like what we did, right? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, well, we did that. So how about we do it ourselves? And can I just spend the money on equipment and we can like build our own studio? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I think we're done here. And I also asked them if we could sample a bunch of the Disney classic films for our first record. So there's samples from Peter Pan on there and Bambi, and it's really hard to get, like, those have never been cleared for anybody. And they were like, we can try to make that happen. And they were, true to their word and did make it happen. And
Awesome.
so yeah, there's a combination of like unique opportunities of them trusting us to do everything ourselves. We've made all the records ourselves, including the new one. And they trust us to be us, which is really cool because you, in a vacuum, you might assume the opposite, given that it's like a major media conglomerate that is like very focused on protecting their IP. And when it comes to us, they're just like, yeah, do your thing.
Do you have free Disney Plus?
No,
Oh,
isn't that
come
messed
on.
up? Yeah.
Listen, man, we could be your agents. We'll fix
I,
that
I
for
have
you.
I have to pay for it. I mean, I have to pay for Spotify. I have to pay for Apple Music, which actually that one kind of gets me because it's like, people, you would think that just anyone who releases music in a given year, if you've contributed to the platform, I feel like they should just be like, here you go. We don't need your $12 a
Hmm.
month from, Apple or Spotify or whatever. I came up with that the other day. Do you guys like that?
I
Yeah.
love it.
That's pretty. I mean,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't cost them anything, and you're
Ye-
like, "Hey, make money from us, please."
Hey, here on 104.3 The Views, there is no streaming, right?
No, Daniel, real quick, I gotta take it back a few years because I spoke with you kind of right when COVID was hitting, and I think I went back and looked, and it was like March 17th of 2020, and you were
Oh,
about
I
to get
wasn't distracted at all that day.
no, and I went and bought this. I think the day you were
Thank
talking
you.
to me about it, and it is one of the coolest looking vinyls. And great album, by the way. I don't think you ever got to finish or even start the tour, did you?
Oh, no, it got rescheduled like two or three times. And yeah, it kind of became a running joke where we made canceled tour tees and released those. So it's just all the dates that were supposed to happen. I really want to in the future go back like do an announcement like the Possession tour, coming
Yeah.
March 13th, 2030, like a nice long delay and go out and tour the record. But yeah, we did. We were finally able to hit the road again in early 2022, and we spent the pandemic making another record called Cleanse that came out in February of 2022. So that the tour we did then was focused on that heavily, but also we were able to work in a bunch of the Possession songs, so that was nice.
Yeah. So on to the new stuff now. The video Scared, funny video. All your videos are pretty funny in their own way. Whose cat is that? Is that your cat?
Okay, so it is not my cat, but my cat is right here and looks very similar. We'll see if we can get a nice little shot of. Oh no, he just walked away from me. Okay.
Is your cat
No, so that cat is belongs to a friend of the directors, and they shot that entire thing on film over a course of a few weeks, which is impossibly hard to do to get a
Wow.
cat to cooperate. But what they did, that cat has never acted before, and I think for the most part, it's not acting in the movie either. That's its house. Or the owner's house, and the directors moved into the house like for a couple weeks and just hung out with the cat and fed it. They said they basically fed it churros around the clock to get it to cooperate. It's a cat Go-Gurt. If you're not familiar, it's like a tube, and you open it, it's just like
I've seen
tuna
it.
puree. They go nuts for it. Yeah,
There's a cat I follow on Instagram, and I think the
of
cat's name is
course.
Phineas, and it's a
Okay.
wobbly cat,
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
the orange cat, and it's got
Yeah.
like some sort of thing in the brain where it's always dizzy. But it's the
Yes.
cutest cat ever, and it's
Yeah.
not in any pain or anything. But they give it that Go-Gurt stuff,
Yes.
and it goes nuts.
It's so great. See, I'm trying to perfect my algorithm to just the cat content basically, and I've got it dialed now. For a long time, my algorithm was crazy. Like it would just show me things that I did not care about. Uh, I think like it would show me famous people, and I would just be like, I don't I trust that I'm supposed to know who this person is, but really don't. But now it's dialed. We've got hockey. We've got Fender offset guitars, and
Okay.
we've got cats, and there's nothing else in there. It's great. I'm very careful about what I click on, make sure I don't throw it off.
Well, see, mine is so I feel like I click anything and it's there. Like I swear to God, it's a true story. There was one of those Martha Stewart like thirst traps, and I clicked it, and it's literally like for the next 3 days was all like older, sexy women.
Yeah, if I I think that they, I mean, I don't think like I know if the algorithm knows that you are male in any way,
It's
they are
chick.
like, hey, have you thought about yeah, exactly. Have you thought about this? So you gotta be real careful not throw off the cat
I just might
content.
have to even search anything
No,
because
you
it
can't.
will take
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That was
actually,
good.
before we get into the album, I want to say thank you for making a Memorial Day song.
Oh, of course. They're really the world was lacking.
You know what though? I think like if I were in a band and had any musical talent, I'd start making stuff for like Earth Day, Memorial Day,
Yes.
just for the licensing aspect. You never know
Right.
when Hallmark is going to do something.
That's right. And I've thought about doing an album that is just holidays. I think it would do well. I mean, it seems like more and more people are listening to 10 seconds of a song, right?
Yeah.
And they go to the next video. So I think that song, and only of course the part where I say Memorial Days, is going to
Right.
do very
Like
well.
nobody like Father's Day always gets put on the back burner, but
Yeah.
not until the Joywave Father's Day banger comes out.
No, yeah, it's gonna be a whole, yeah, a whole album. Oh,
We just gotta get a placement with like a mattress sale on Memorial Day.
Oh
Then you're
yeah.
golden.
Over
that
the
would be great.
over the top. So let's talk
Hmm.
about the new album, man. Congratulations on that. You guys got a world tour coming up soon. When does that start? Is that now for a couple months now?
Did you guys just hear that piano?
Is that the cap?
Yeah, that was my cat jumping on the piano. It's gonna sing in a second. Looking up, looking up. It usually plays piano and then sings.
Does it
Huh?
really?
Yeah, just like a chirp. Yeah, okay. It's very musical. I found that its paws are spread out at like a major third interval. So when it hops on the piano, it does like a beautiful like
Oh,
yeah, it's like a C and an E that it'll hit, and when it comes down to it, it's brilliant. I don't know how I got so lucky. I'm sorry, there
Should
was
be
a
a hidden
question
track on the
about
next album.
it should. There was a question in there. I'm sorry.
yeah. No, the world tour is coming up. Congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Is there a specific country you are looking forward to more than others?
The United States of America, and I'll tell you why. Because when I'm there, things make sense, and uh, I am a lactose intolerant person, and Uh, here, generally, it goes well for me. I'm able to communicate that easily. And then in other parts, like if I'm in France, they are already upset with me when it is revealed that I speak English and no French. And then when you try to tell them about your dairy allergy, you are getting heavy cream in your meal no matter what you ordered. So,
Oh no.
um, here, very exciting. The UK is gonna be great. Germany is gonna be great. Love going to Amsterdam. Um, yeah, those are kind of the hot spots for this year, but we're hoping to expand further on the planet next year.
That's awesome.
When you're out there in different countries that don't speak English, are you hiring somebody from those countries to kind of help you guide you through those couple days, or are you guys brushing up with the best translating app possible?
No, I think that um we're we're primarily going places where like it's a large metro area where there's a large English speaking population. And I mean those are the places where we do well too, right? I mean, I think that the I think the lyrics in our songs are like an important piece of understanding band and who we are as a people and the vision. So yeah, anywhere we're going, it's pretty widely spoken. It's not sometimes at a rest stop or something in France or something, you'll not have as much success communicating. But uh yeah, maybe we should consider hiring someone to come with us. I think if we went to so we've never been to Japan. I think somewhere where it's like I have no idea what that like uh, like if something says like arrête in France, like I figured out after a while that was like stop or like don't go in here. I was like, oh, okay, like I figured out after a while. Yeah, when I got that one, the basics. But when it's a different alphabet, that's when I would say we'll bring in a detective to go with us.
Are you guys like super big in certain places that are just kind of random? I know some bands have like such a following, like in Japan or in Kazakhstan or something. Do you have any place that is like just wildly weird?
No, we are it's funny. We are like such an American band. We do well in like major European cities now. Like Amsterdam we do really well, London we do really well, but friends from other bands in other countries are like mystified by how American we are. The one of my favorite, I mean, like, Semska, we're from Rochester, New York, but if we have friends coming through town on tour or something, like, we'll hang out for the day. I drive them around, show them the city, and one of my favorite things to do is go places with I've taken the Bastille guys places. They're big friends of ours.
Nice.
And Dan, the singer, he went into a juice shop and someone was like, "Are you the guy from Bastille?" And he was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Are the Joywave guys here?" Like they wanted to see there's like a big like Joywave mural downtown too, and
Nice.
someone walked by and wanted to take a picture with me in front of it and made them take the picture, which was also amazing. So
That's awesome.
I love forcing friends from other countries to live in the upside down.
That's awesome. Do things like that shock you to this day though? You're in Rochester and you see another mural or like just something that you wouldn't expect because that's your hometown, and all of a sudden you're right there on the spotlight?
Um, I don't know. It's interesting. Like we're from Rochester. We all grew up playing in local bands here, but um, I've said this a lot over the years. Like we didn't do well or the best in Rochester right away. Like we got played on the radio and stuff in other places first. And we would play like a really small club in Rochester, and then over time it was kind of this effect where people who lived in New York or LA would say, "Hey, you're from Rochester," to their friend. "Do you know about this band Joywave?" And they'd be like, oh yeah, I totally know about that. I totally know about that." And it took Rochester a while to kind of catch up to places like other places that we did better. And now it's funny because it's kind of gone completely the other way where I think in most places you have to like know about the band. Like the band is not presented to you on the nightly news. And in Rochester, the band is not presented to you on the nightly news. So it's like the regular 6 o'clock news, and they'll be like, "And Joywave announced a tour today," and I love that.
Well, you got
It's
one of the
it's
old
amazing.
bangers on the album,
Yes,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Like that
yeah.
was so cool.
That's a sample. That's a sample, but it's it's so good because like I don't even I don't see the 6 o'clock news. I don't have like a terrestrial TV or anything, and my parents will see it though, and their friends will see it, and the boomer crowd is like, "Oh, this is that's how they get
You're like the
their news."
Beatles in
So it's funny.
Rochester to the
Yeah, yeah,
boomer
yeah. So
crowd.
but it's really funny because you would think that it's like always been like that, and or like it started here, and like it did start here, but that became like national band Joywave is it's fun. It's very fun.
That is awesome. But we've taken up a lot of your time. Thank you so much, Daniel. The album, Permanent Pleasure. Congrats on that. We hope much success from you. World tour. Do us proud out there and come to Wisconsin again next time. Maybe the rave will be haunted this time.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll bring my my spirit box. I'll bring my
Excellent.
I don't know what any of the gear is called. I should probably figure that
I just
out.
know I watch Ghost Adventures. I just know this the
Okay.
spirit box, and then the one machine that has like figures kind of move all around if they're
Dude,
there.
those are you know what? Those don't work. And I'll
I
tell
don't
you
know,
why.
man.
I'll tell you why they don't work. Because you're there and you're using your senses to perceive something, and those machines ask you to do this. Remove your glasses to see things worse. Right? Don't trust your senses. Trust this device that is that what it's doing? Right? Is it sensing ghosts? Do we know that this signature is a and then you're supposed to trust that over your that's what I don't like about it. If you go in a room and you're like I got chills, that something spooky happened. Then I'm like, "Oh, I'm interested in that." If I trust you. If I was in a room with you guys and you guys told me that, I would trust you. If I'm watching on Ghost Adventures, I'm like, we're making a TV
We
show.
need
I
a
don't
road
know.
trip to Milwaukee and check this out. We got to do this.
Yeah, bring the girlfriend's spirit box, and we'll. They got one of those things where you ask it questions and it types out words.
Dude.
Come on, bro. Like I'll
It's
believe
an
anything.
app,
I'm
dude.
so gullible, man.
Yeah, it's an also like just a computer is not capable of randomization. We all know this, right?
I don't know.
It's reacting to code. It has the code input. If you go to randomnumbergenerator.org or whatever, it's just a really long list of results and it's handing you the next one. A computer can never be random. Come on, guys. We can't rely on technology for the ghosts. We need to feel them for ourselves.
Don't spoil the fun for me, Daniel.
Amen.
All right. Well, enjoy your
Daniel,
radio.
Thank you so much, dude. We appreciate you.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
dude.
Good chatting.
Bye.
See you, man.
Take care.
Later.